Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and today we are going over the patch notes for update 11.1. This should be going up tomorrow for those of you that are in NA with myself. For EU, I believe it will be the day after. Asia, I believe you are actually probably getting this as I am reading it as we go along. But anyway, guys, we're going to go through the update notes for patch 11.1. Let you guys know what you need to know about this update, what you need to look out for, and the ways you can optimize your time in the game and get the most out of the update. So let's go ahead and dive right on in. You do get a free day of premium time. It's a link hidden somewhere in this article, so make sure to go check out this article for yourself. Link to it will be in the description down below. Any relevant images or artwork will be thrown up on screen as we go down through it. Alright, so first thing you know for update 11.1, the Pan-Asian Cruiser Early Access event is still continuing. At the end of this update, when 11.2 goes live, so 5 weeks from Wednesday, again if you're in North America, the Pan-Asian Cruisers will be out completely for free. You can get a couple of them simply by doing certain combat missions. I believe the Ramat and the Harbin, I think, or was it the tier 5 or whatever. You can get a couple of them throughout the event just by doing the combat missions. I've picked up a couple of them already. Again, I would not spend any money on an early access event, especially to Techline ships at all. So, yep, just hold out for the end of this update and you will be able to get these completely for free. Alright, so in update 11.1, we are getting the airship mode, which is called the Dirigible Derby. That's almost a tongue twister. So let's see what they have to say about that. Update 11.1 kicks off a temporary battle type called Dirigible Derby. Historically, airships carried intelligence agents with important messages and diplomats traveling to conduct secret negotiations in neutral territories. The new battle type tasks you with the mission to delay the hostile airship while also making sure that your allied airship is the first to reach the destination point. Rules: each team will have an invulnerable airship that moves along a fixed route. Your team's mission is to outrun the opposing team in escorting their airship to the end of the route or destroy all enemy ships. The teams can affect the speed of both allied and hostile airships. Each airship has an interactive zone with a 3-kilometer radius displayed around it. The airships will move faster if only allied ships are within that zone, and will slow down if at least one enemy ship manages to sneak inside it. And it's 12v12 on tier 10 ships. And like I said before when we went over the dev blog of this new game mode, I'm very excited to see a new game mode get introduced into the game. Even a temporary mode like this. Like they discussed on the roadmap, we are finally getting arms race mode thrown into the random battles cycle, I believe sometime in the spring. And this is a mode that I think is actually a little bit better to put into the random battle cycle than arms race. Arms race is really arcadey. I do like it, but this makes a little bit more sense as it is still 12v12. There's not any, arcadey booster elements like in arms race. This is more of an objective-based game mode. As you can see, the route that you take, the ships start off far apart, but then they get really close together at the end, which is always, that's some wonderful chaos that will be happening in that area. But I'm very excited to see this, and hopefully it'll stick around for quite some time, and then we'll see it come back again. Alright, so 11.1, we are also seeing super aircraft carriers getting added to the game. Eagle, which is the British tier 10 carrier, well, super ship. Not tier 10, I guess technically Finley is probably tier 11. And we get the United States as well. Now both of these ships are equipped with jet aircraft that function very similar to the aircraft of like the Kearsarge and the Issei, where there's a 2-minute timer. But at the end of that 2-minute timer, the super carrier player gets jets that have, for the most part, small payloads but hard-hitting payloads. And these jet aircraft are crazy fast. They're actually a little difficult to aim. It takes a while to get used to it, but they can easily traverse the map in just a handful of seconds. But their boosts don't recharge, and once you use it, it's gone. It's an interesting idea. The idea of super ships being added in, I'm not completely against the idea if they want to expand the tech trees and expand the tiers, go into like tier 11, tier 12, then maybe get into some more modern day stuff there on out. That's a cool idea, but doing it like this to where they're just thrown into the mix with normal tier 10 ships, I don't know how I feel about that. Not too good about that, I can tell you that much. But we'll see how they work out. I did get to play the United States on a test server, and it seems about right, honestly, for a tier 10 carrier, but that's someone like me playing. I'm not a very good CV player. The jet aircraft are very interesting, and they obviously do provide a pretty good advantage when you can zoom across the map in a few seconds to spot the enemy team, but you can't really stick around because the jet aircraft really do not have a lot of health, and they don't get any heals or anything like that. Alright. So the next thing about the update is the clan battles. So clan battles, very simply, it's the same rules as the previous season, except, of course, different dates. They start on February 23rd. They end on April 10th for the NA server. And again, same rules as last time. No carriers are allowed, which is a very big relief to myself, and I'm sure to many of you. And ranked battles are also starting back up again. Season 6 is beginning on February 16th and it goes through May 10th. And the format for the Bronze League is 7v7 in Tier 6 to 7 ships. Silver League is 6v6 in Tier 8 to 9 ships. And Gold League is 5 versus 5 playing Tier 10 ships. And it doesn't say, I don't think super ships are allowed in this go-round of ranked. Thank God. But they are, of course, in random battles, I do believe still. Alright, next up, the Armory. So they don't note it here in the patch notes, but it is coming out. The Fort Sherman, the Tier 10 American destroyer, is the ship with 3 single Austin turrets. It's a real steel ship, so very neat addition to the game. Very, very rapid firing ship, and of course the current server tick rate is probably going to affect it. They did talk about the tick rate too, by the way. They said they believe they can have it sorted out by 11.3, so a mere 15 weeks away. Well, 10 weeks away now when 11.1 comes out, so yeah. But anyway, so the Armory. The Caballeros and the Grosse Curve first are obviously heading to the Armory, and they are being replaced by the Delny and the Prussia, respectively. If you have Caballeros or GK, don't sell them or anything, hold on to them. You'll be compensated with, I believe it's around 10 million credits per ship. If you don't have the Cabal or GK purchased, but you have enough XP to research them, do research the Caballeros and the GK. That way, when the Delny and the Prussia get released in this update, you will be given the Caballeros and the GK in their special ship versions in the Armory. If you do have the camos, any camo for Cabal or GK, you will get the premium camo for the Delny and the Prussia respectively. So make sure, again, if you've got the XP, have the ships researched. If you already have the ships, just hold on to them, don't sell them. You won't profit as much as if you just hold on to them and get the new ships, because each ship, the Caballeros is 240,000 coal and the GK is 256,000 coal. So that means if you just have these ships researched or if you have them purchased, you're essentially saving about 500,000 coal, which is a big pickup for you, of course. So again, make sure you do that. And if you are catching this video before the update goes live, then make sure either you've got it's possible if you want to hyper grind in a single day, depending where you're at in the tech tree, if you want to try and grab the tech line ships before they go away. But this is kind of last minute for you. So yeah, last minute warning there for you if you still haven't gotten the ships just yet. Alright, so they are also changing the economy a little bit. This isn't, I believe, the big changes that you've probably been hearing about with the premium camos getting removed from, well, from the economic bonuses being removed from the from the premium camos and such. That's coming down a little later in the, well, according to the roadmap, that's supposed to be happening sometime around I believe summer. Yeah, it should be happening around the same time they do the July 4th event. So, damage to aircraft. The economic rewards for destroying aircraft will now be distributed in the same way as they were for damaging and destroying ships. Some credit and XP will be issued not only for shooting aircraft down, but also for dealing damage to them. On average, the amount of resource earned won't change, but the reward will be easier to obtain. I mean, shit, if you got an FDG flying over, you can get an easy 100,000 aircraft damage in no time. Ammunition resupply. The cost of resupplying aircraft carrier ammunition and the airstrike armament will now be calculated by references to the amount of ammunition used rather than the number of aircraft lost. Credits will also be spent on resupplying depth charges used by destroyers and cruisers. These steps will bring the cost of resupplying aircraft carrier ammunition, the airstrike armament, and depth charges in line with the other types of ammunition. Aircraft carrier XP. We've reworked the way XP is earned by tier 8 and 10 carriers. They will now earn more for sinking enemies and less for damaging them. Previously, good battle performance playing tier 8 and 10 carriers yielded a smaller reward compared to the other ships types. Even sinking numerous enemy ships hardly ever placed carriers among the top XP earners on the team. Now, effective performance in battle will result in a bigger reward. You can kind of see that. Unless you've got a really freaking good CV on your team, one that was like just god tier at farming carriers, even when they did a lot in battle, they didn't ever really place top 5, whereas if you had done similar performances in a surface ship, you would easily be in the top 5 on the team. So yeah. Alright, balance changes. So there's a lot of balance changes in this patch. So quickly, the ones that you're probably most interested in: the Schlieffen, of course, the reload time of her not her main battery guns, my bad. The secondary battery guns, the 105s, it's being increased from 3 to 3.2 seconds. The 150s are being increased to 6.7 to 7.1 seconds. That probably really won't have a massive effect on the Schlieffen, honestly. Again, this thing's got so many freaking secondaries. It's obviously going to cut back on the amount of shells fired a bit, but it's not going to be a massive nerf to the ship, in my opinion. And the ship is really, really, really freaking good. I'm honestly surprised they're only nerfing it this much. But if you're listening to Wargaming, it's a completely underpowered ship and needs absolutely no other changes. For those of you without a sarcasm detector, that's sarcasm. Alright, oh, and also the hydroacoustic surge is being decreased by about half a kilometer from, I believe, tier 7 to tier 10 with the rest of the German battle cruisers. The Nakhimov, the amount of aircraft in the skip bomber squadrons is being reduced from 8 to 7 in both the base and the researchable squadrons, so that's a change that's very much needed. It wouldn't surprise me if we see changes happening to the rocket planes and the torpedo squadrons in a very similar fashion. The Black, which is the tier 9 premium American destroyer, the radar has been nerfed from 22 to 19 seconds. They said they were looking back at adding in the Black as a coal ship, which they were supposed to do forever ago, but now they're apparently actually getting around to doing it. And to do that, they had to do some balance changes. And honestly, the Black is a really freaking powerful DD. Even with its radar nerfed down to 19 seconds, it should still be absolutely fine. Alright, the Armory the 4th, they've reduced the amount of time it takes to get the full engine power, which is a big relief to many Armory the 4th players, although it still does have, like, freaking battleship acceleration when it should have its old cruiser acceleration. It was the king of throttle juking, but sadly no more, but this should help it a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. Alright guys, that's what you need to know for update 11.1. Let me know in the comments down below if you're excited for this update. We're seeing a lot of interesting things coming out. The super ships, the new game modes. I'm really excited for the Dirigible Derby, and I'm really, really excited to get my hands finally on the Prussia. The Force Sherman, again, it should be out. I don't know why it's not mentioned in the patch notes, but if you've been watching the CCs around the YouTubeverse and Twitch, they have been uploading their Force Sherman reviews, and I will, of course, get my review out on the Force Sherman once that ship does come out. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 35,000 subs, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.